It's me again, Vincent, the core developer. This time I'm going to talk to you about the Files app improvements. You might have noticed some, these improvements. We had cases where people uploaded 5,000 files or more into OwnCloud, and they complained that the files list is low. So now we have lazy render, so when you scroll down, it will load the next page. We have column sorting, a new sidebar, and inside that sidebar we have some new sharing sections. So it also looks good like this, but it was quite tricky to implement. How many of you have already had a look at the code of the Files app, the JavaScript code? Okay, so I have some good news for you. Because when I implemented this, I had to clean up the code a little bit. So it was an opportunity to refactor a little bit, get away of static classes. Because actually the original app was just a jQuery app, not a JavaScript app. So it's jQuery all over the place. And now we have a better file list class, files class. And this was also important. This change is also important to be able to use JavaScript JS unit to add unit testing, which is not possible when everything is all over the place. And another challenge was the file actions, because now, as you have seen before, we have multiple sections. So it means we need to be able to have multiple instances of the file list, which the apps are not expecting. So I had to improve the file actions class. The file actions is basically when you have a viewer app, for example, PDF viewer, text viewer, this app wants to say, if the user clicks on a text file, I'm the app, call this function and I will show a viewer. And the problem is, if the app wants to embed itself into the Files app, it has to know what the structure is. And there is still work to be done later. Okay. Work to be done later to have a cleaner API for the file actions, so apps can register themselves and also modify the URL, have the URL that points to the file, so you can directly access the file and view it in the browser. And here are a few other future ideas like virtual scrolling, because maybe you notice it's like on Facebook, when you scroll down, the next page loads, but the scroll bar will jump. And it's not very comfortable. And virtual scrolling is just basically you have a list that will scroll in front of you. It looks like a long list, but actually it's just a bunch of items that are refreshed in front of you. A second idea we toyed about we had real-time list updates, which means if someone changed a file, you don't need to refresh the page, it will just display it. I think Dropbox does that as well. And also what's important is to try to move to a more MVC or MV whatever approach, where we split the model and the view in the JavaScript code, which makes the code cleaner and easier to maintain. Also use a template engine instead of hard-coded HTML tags all over the place. And yeah, like I said before, improve the file actions. And that's it.